don't know if you're all back or not. I had to change phones. Let me know if you can hear me now. Fucking thing. Can you hear me now, Matty? Is it still sideways on the telly or is it up the other way? Bastard. Thought I'd bring this advanced phone over the kids use and it's worse. Anyway, well, what are we talking about? I don't know if you've got any of me answers. It's starting to rain here too. The shed's a bit noisy. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty dark. Hi, Dennis. Far North Queensland. Hear you loud and clear, mate. How's your day going? Yeah, it's good. It's good. Got out of bed at 3:45. Started work at 5 and then just knocked off at 6. Dropped my bag inside and got the carton of beer that my missus bought and come over here. How old is my channel? Oh, I don't know, 2 years or something. I put something on. I made the kids an excavator for the sand pit, just a lever one, and put that on ages ago, just for something to do, like just to see what people would think. And then I thought we spoke about it, watching them Yanks and everything do it, and I got quite interested in what they were doing, so I thought I'd have a go myself. I had all this stuff, and I thought I'd add to it. And then there was a Massey Harris tractor sitting just here. I think that was the first tractor video I put up when we got her going. It was just sitting here somewhere, and there's a bunch of us around it on the piss and rattled her out. It's got a fair few views actually. The ladies are all tucked away for the night. They've been tucked away for ages, Brad. They haven't had. The blue one was out because we were going to get that tractor. And I put it back in on the long weekend last weekend. I didn't video it, but unloaded the trailer and got all the tools and everything out. But the rest have been tucked away for a long time. They probably should come out more, but one day a week, mate, it's not enough to play. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Actually, I was meant to film something else, and we still haven't got parts for it. That inner I was doing out in the shed there. Modern tech is a pain in the ass, Matty. I don't know anything about it. When I went inside, I had to get my missus to link the two phones together, and I got over here and it didn't work. So I phoned her up and she told me what to do again, and it worked, but then you couldn't hear me, so. G'day, Martin. Going good, mate. How are you? The UK, geez, I don't know what time it is there. I feel like I'm keeping all you blokes out of bed overseas. We're all about to get in it. I'll go out this door and see what we... Morning, John. I just seen your John Gibson. I just seen your thing come up on a Facebook message, mate. A YouTube message, not on the stream. Hope you're well, mate. Now I'm having a sandwich. Absolutely. It's time for that. The reason I haven't been drinking in some of the videos is we've been doing a lot of morning stuff and doing other stuff in the afternoon, sort of getting the filming out of the way before we hit the piss, so... This is the tractor. It's been putting everything aside. All the clutch split out of it over there. I don't know if I showed you. So I think the last live stream was down the back. There's all the clutch mechanism out of it. That's why she's in the naughty corner, and Shane next door gave it to me. It's got this shaft here, and I'd say one of them bolts have come out, which has put it out of balance, which has put it off centre, and then it's smashed all the clutch mechanism out of it that releases the clutch in there. I split her apart in about bloody 30 minutes, and then I've been waiting 2 weeks for parts out of America. By the time I found them all and everything, it's now now they're on order, but no, the taste buds don't know what time it is, matey. You having one, mate, are you? I'm sure you'd be having one. Which Volvo do you mean, mate? Did you see it? I was trying to read this little dub team. I don't know if I've seen your name come up. Have I showed you the Volvo in here before? I'll have a look. There's the LNT. She's I've had her parked on the front lawn after me wedding, and then I backed her in here and the tyre went flat. Bastard. I'll show you that Volvo. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a G88 day cab. I think it's featured on a few of the videos, but I've got more subscribers and followers since then. But it was in really good order. We just had a bloke cutting a bit of rust out, then interest was lost in it. It's mine now. It was me mate's. It's got a 9-speed overdrive Road Ranger in it. But it's got Volvo suspension. It's single drive with I was going to say a lazy axle, but they're separate. It's not a full axle. If you can see that rocker there. And then she's got, I don't know what it's not a 50-50 share. It's not a load share. It's like a 30-70 sort of share. So the drive axle's got more weight than the trailing axle. But that's all Volvo suspension. It's not Page and Page or anything. No, it's not lift. It's a TD100, mate. So it'd be, what were they? 280, I think. 270, 280. I think it's all there, apart from the header tank we sent away many years ago to get fixed, and it never came back. But that was, I'd really like to get it going. Actually, it's all the rust has been cut out, or most of it. It just needs sort of assembling, but I just kept getting more and more stuff, and then this wasn't mine. It was given to me. It was driving. I went to, on my 23rd birthday, I think I turned 23 that same day, that's right. We had a Mack Flintstone at work that I used to drive around. It had a float on it. It used to cut all our machines before we got later model Kenworths, and I took it down to Port Botany on my birthday in December. I'm 39 now, so that's how long it's been here. And picked it up from Port Botany down at the container terminals. It was a yard tug down there for quality transport. It was white with quality written on it. So if any of you blokes know anything from Sydney, that I haven't seen any of their trucks lately. There used to be a Kenworth getting around with it written on it, but that's where it came from. And Port Botany, it was in fairly good order, because Port Botany is, as you all know, a port of salt water. So for a Volvo, like that 89 I've got down the back, it looked like it's completely rooted. Like you got to know where it is to see it. It's that much rust in it. Like it's fallen to bits. But This is actually a little bit older and in way better order. It runs beautiful. Drove it in here and then stripped it. Not where it's sitting now, it wasn't driven, but into the shed it was. So, g'day Mervyn. You're only in Western Sydney, mate. Yeah, g'day. So am I. I'm not far from you at all. Sort of Silverdale area. So, I don't know if any of you want to see this going. Rarer than hen's teeth. I reckon they are too, mate. That's what made me sort of want to do something with it. It's still got a bit of patching on the floor to do, but the stuff in the roof's been cut out of it. We've had the water pump off because it had a broken bolt in that. The radiator's good, but it's just all the header tank. See, when you tilt the cabs on these old girls, the radiator comes with it, so it's all flex hosing. The radiator goes with the cab, where a Kenworth and anything American, it stays there, so that they've got all flex hoses on them. But yeah, I don't know where do you get time to do it? That's why I'd love to go full time for 12 months and get it all on the road, but it's just that hard. G88 and Vaughan's Transport. It could have been one of those, mate. It's that sort of era thing. It's a lot of those were single drive. It wouldn't have been you wouldn't have been able to put big weights on it, not being a load share back there, but I don't know. It was a Volvo gearbox. You can see the splitter's still on the dash, but it's got even though that's a Volvo gear knob, it's got a 9-speed overdrive Road Ranger in it. That's why we put that button there. They only used it in low range. It didn't have a button when we got it. Very, very straight old truck. Beautiful chassis on it. Series parallel switch, still 24 volt, which is a bit of a bugger, but that's only the starter, so that's easy. Rust has been cut out of the doors, but I don't know. I need help with all this stuff. I get help every now and then, but not often. I've been looking for a bloke to cut some rust out of the old Louisville here she hasn't got bad rust, but just a little bit. But blokes say they're going to come, they never do. Just that bit there in front of the door, behind the bonnet. Roof's good. It's just surface rust. But I don't know, any of yous know a panel beater, or any of yous are a panel beater and want to come and play, please tell me. Hey, Dennis. Yeah, they are very hard to find, mate. I mean, I've got a very good mate of mine, Mick. He helps all the time when he can, but he's got family too, so. And my dad's a good help, but you know, he's always got other things to do as well. Just someone to come and play on the spanners of a weekend would be great. But anyway, it is getting harder to find, Brad. It's years ago I used to know a few blokes. I got that Acco cab done up actually, and in there, the one I just showed you. I've also got that Transstar there, that DC4, what is it, a DCO 400, Transstar 400 that I want to get some rust cut out too. I've got enough work here for a bloke for a couple of months, but everyone's going to come, and they never do. The white I did myself, that was in 2009, I think I'd done it. All this bonnet was smashed, all that was all gone. I made all that out of fiberglass, just made a mould up out of aluminium and made it all. Cut the rust out of the cab and painted it myself, and I painted that one myself. So I can do it, but that was before children. Now, when I had every weekend and every afternoon to myself, now I've got no time at all and more to do. But it's my problem. Meet and greet, I think I'm going to have... We've got Clarendon Show coming up, which is a big one in Richmond here in Sydney I think it's September, and then we're having our own one if there's enough interest, enough pre-sale tickets sold in, I think it's October over here at Luddenham. So I'm going to set my own stand up with a bit of the stuff that's been featured on the channel, whether it's nice or not, even the rough stuff that has been on video, so you all can see it, will be there. So there will be a meet and greet. I think even I spoke with Matty on the phone last night at Matty's workshop, and he was talking about the collaboration we were talking about doing. Plus I spoke with Jake today from diesel down under, just on a Instagram message, and I haven't asked him yet, but I'd reckon he said he was coming up for Clarendon, so it might be the time in September to do something with all you blokes that are keen. I don't know. Where are you from, mate? Dub team. G'day, cow night, yeah. Too many dollars, and yeah, that's right, mate. I haven't got either. I've sort of, when I started doing all this, things were a lot cheaper, and I said I wanted an LTS truck, and Maddie's been sending me a lot of them, Maddie's workshop, and I've sort of need to update the lawnmower now too, so I don't know if I can afford a prime mover now. I just stick with the old ones. I'll see what happens, but even they're all due for rego now, the whole lot at once, and the pink slips quite a bit of money just because I give the bloke a bit extra for fitting me in at the drop of a hat, and I just don't know how I'm going to do it all. But I'm not whinging. There are other options. I'm just letting you know. But Denzer Park, that's not too far away. Not far at all. I don't know, you coming up for that, Matty? You're going to come up here, or I can speak to you on the phone anyway, but I did see something Jake said he might bring you up, or if you can come up, you're welcome here any time, mate, and we can, probably Dave Willis from Old Rigs Down Under may come. I don't know about the Queensland blokes, Bruce in Oz. Last time I spoke with him, he was having something done to his eyes, and he didn't want to travel too far from home, and Pete, mate, was coming down here, but he got stuffed over with what he was buying, so I haven't heard if he's. Well, I speak to him a bit, but I haven't heard if he's coming. So he was another part of that collaboration. Yeah, I've got a white, mate. Dennis, I've got a white there, and there's a white superpower out the front with a Perkins in it, which I don't know if you've seen. We did a start-up of that when Jeffrey from Old American Iron came over. It'll never see the road. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Pull the Perkins out probably, or just leave it alone. And there's a road commander down the back that's not mine, but it is here. So yeah, he did. Brad, he did have eye surgery, mate. I haven't spoke to him on the phone for a month. I don't know, 6 weeks probably, but. He was going to be out for a while. I haven't seen any of his videos pop up, unless it hasn't been recommended, but I don't know what he's up to. $5:40 p.m, you wouldn't have joined anything here, mate. I don't know. This was at 7 p.m, unless you're on a different time zone. Yeah, I saw the tipper episode, Brad. Yeah, that's the one he started, and then he done one driving it out. I saw that. Yeah, Bruce is still recovering. That's right. You got to put hour and a half, 2 hours aside and about 18 beers to talk to Bruce. We just talk and talk and talk, which is good, and he's a knowledgeable sort of bloke. That's why I haven't rang him. Money is tight, Graham, everywhere. That's it. I haven't really got any vehicles I can turn a profit with. No one would want to work anything I've got anymore, but I don't know. I've thought about doing something, but on and off over the years, I get bored where I'm at. I've been in the same job for 24 years, but then you realise that bills are there and kids are there, and it ends up getting safe, and it's quite good money when you do the hours, so it's hard to leave it. I am very bored with it, but I don't know. if you mean full time, I can't do that. But I don't know how I'd turn a vehicle into a profit unless I went slashing with one of the tractors, or that Sami Centauro sort of earned a bit of money for a YouTube just sitting there. That video went viral, but that was back when I had shit equipment and back in the early days, and I didn't get many subs out of it, so it didn't launch me too far into the game. But I was sort of videoing how I am now, shaking and everything, but I didn't have the camera and the gimbal, and it went viral, but it didn't do much, you know. But it's earned a bit of money. Stacey's mum, hey mate. I'm having a cold sandwich now for you. It's for all of yous. There's 22 still left in the snack pack, so there's plenty to go around. Which Transstar you mean, mate? There's with the wheels. There's one there, which is a 4070. You've all seen it, I think. I did a start up on. There's a slimline 4070 there with a 871 in her. I have had it going. There's a video of that. Runs on 5 cylinders. I've got a couple of injectors coming from the bloke that owns the Road Commander down the back to get this one going. I need windscreens for it, so if anyone knows of windscreens for a 4070, or if anyone can do some research and find where to get some, it's all that's holding me back from getting that one going, to be honest. I absolutely love the look of that cab. It's my favourite. I reckon it's my favourite thing that I've got to look at, but you know, a lot of you may disagree, but sometimes I just sit up the bank there and stare at it with a cold sandwich. I can't help myself. And there's that red Transstar. It would look good with bud wheels, but I do like the old Spider look. I don't think you can go past that. But g'day mate. Yeah, it's a nighttime video. I'm sort of not working on anything, just chatting and answering questions, and it's a good way to talk to you all. I'm struggling answering all those comments. If a video goes half well, which some of mine do, there's that many comments, I sort of sit on the lounge and answer 4 or 5 a night, and then I'll start drifting off and other things to do. But it's just a way to interact with you all a bit better. Alden Braun, g'day mate. Yeah, that Triton, I'm sort of just trying to read them as that Triton my dad got as a company vehicle back in, I don't know, what model would that be? I don't know, 04, 05 or something. That was his first vehicle, because he works at the same company I do, and then went through a lot of the workers, and then it ended up being our workshop ute running around picking up parts. And then they were going to sell it, and I think I gave him $500 for it, and I drove it home, pulled the number plates off and took them back in. So it's been great. That's my service vehicle. I did have a water tank on it for fires, but I've since updated that and put a compressor and toolboxes and everything. It works really good. It's a good ute. It smokes a lot though. I got eBay bloody glow plugs in it, and she's got bad breath, but it still runs, does the job. Yeah, it's reselling gear, Brad. It's just so hard to make money on something. You've got to outlay a fair bit too to get something that's worthwhile to start with. You know, it's to make money and fix it. I haven't got time to. I've sort of only got time just to make videos, and if I wasn't doing YouTube, I don't think I'd be doing as much as I do. It sort of pushes me to do it just so I can get content out, but I need to do it as well. I haven't got anything of any big value anyway that I could. A couple of things I could probably sell, but only talking a few thousand, not big money. Yeah, I like spider wheels, mate. I don't think I've got anything here with, but I've got some of the pommy stuff down the back's got bud wheels, but all this stuff out here's all spiders. All interchangeable, better to change, better to look at. I agree, mate. Yeah, there's a few blokes around, mate. It's good to see you. It only takes one other bloke to have a chat, so it's good. I'd like to talk with you rather than read it, but it's hard. Tritons are good cars. There's my wife. She's saying hello. Hello. Yeah, Triton. It's been a very good car, mate. I don't know. It's never let us down. Like the company, I mean, it can't let me down because I only do a little bit here and there with it. It has a few times, flat batteries and smoke and fuel running back, but it's only because it sits around. VT 903 would sound good. That Transstar over there is an 871, so I don't think you'd get a VT 903 to sound better than that one, but that Louisville's a 903. Naturally aspirated, as you can see the little stacks they come out with. That's a 903. The 8-wheeler there's it's a 400 Cummins. I don't know, it's only been on one episode, this one. That's my next option. It's a twin steer. I got this for, paid $2,500 for it with a 400 Cummins in it, and I came home from a work Christmas party once and she's sitting on the driveway in front of the shed here. It got delivered and everything, and I paid $5,000 for this in that 20-ton Komatsu excavator I've got. You've seen me stuff around with down the back. It was all delivered. Excavator was at the back gate and the Kenworth was at the shed. That tray is off my blue truck, blue Kenworth. It used to be a rigid. I lengthened it when I was 21 or something because I only had a rigid licence, and then about 3-4 years ago we shortened it back up to how it should be. So it was originally a TNT overnight grey silver. It was a silver grey Ghost, silver paint under the cab, under the original paint, but it was TNT. That one there was Comet. They're both overnighters. I don't know the history of this one. This did come out with the VT 903 in it from brand new. I don't know if any of you know, but the chassis on... I'll try and squeeze in beside her here. The chassis on when they've got a 903 in these, they step out. You can see she's got the black 400 in her, but when you fit the big V-power in, see the chassis are stepped out to accommodate that, which you wouldn't need with a 6-cylinder, so it's definitely, it's on the tag too. VT, it's a 76 model, just before they went to big headlights. Runs beautiful. We had to, me and my cousin rebuild it, put an Interstate McBee kit through it, which is some of the best aftermarket Cummins parts you can get. I think it costs about $2,500, so the whole truck probably owes $5,000 or something. Put her in the paper now, you get 30 for it. That's probably the most valuable thing I've got. And then I did buy that 4070 Transstar that's down the back. You've probably all seen that light blue one, to get the tray off it, because this tray's a bit, doesn't suit this truck. Plus, it's a lot lighter and lower. This one's an ex-New South Wales railway tray. I extended it as well to fit the chassis, but it's really high and really solid. It's got a solid hardwood timber floor, then it's got checker plate over the top, and it's just, it's good to ride in, but puts your tear weight up way too high. So I'm going to put a flimsy little light tray on that one, and that should be coming up after the flat top Matty was talking about that's going on this one. Where I'm up to with the talking to yous all here. Love the Ford with the thin stacks. Yeah, that's how they come out. I've got another one of these down the back. It's got a single stack with the muffler underneath, and it's got the chrome grille surround and bits and a few flash bits and pieces, but still the same spec. Six Fords on a property in here with 903s in them. They were lined up for auction but been sitting for 5 years. I think I spoke to you about that, didn't I, Brad, on the Patreon? Time the auction, they will be on Rust. Yeah. That they will be, mate. This one I think I've caught. Oh, I'm just trying to show you a few examples. That's a bit rough there, but that's fiberglass. But she's just getting things like that, which is, it's had a new door and a later model door on it, but chassis and all that's good. It's a long chassis, very long chassis. I think I've caught it, but I want to get a bloke to do, a couple of grand's worth of work to it, and it's all registered and everything. I can drive it out of here tonight. I won't with a cold sandwich, but I can. Yes, so I called Grey Ghost, mate. They were German racing silver. They were painted and went flat out overnight, carting just general freight light Pantex. This was one and that was one. That's a 73, this is a 74. This is a different cab though on this one here, but it was TNT brand new and that was Comet brand new. You love 903s, mate. There's one there. I don't know if you can see it. 903, it's got Jacobs on it. I've never had them going. I haven't sort of just got the truck to where it was going and registerable, and I haven't had the Jakes working on it, but it goes really good. It jumps out of gear though. I haven't looked at it, whether some bloke suggested the belly housing might be cracked or probably just the transmission worn out, I'd say, because she makes a few rattles and bangs. Not with me changing gears once it's in gear. Yeah, they sound good. They've got a sound of their own. They sound different to the little one on the floor in there, 210. They sound more like a V8, I suppose. 903 is just a big lugger of a thing. I'm not an old truck driver from well. I've never, apart from carting a bit of water over here out of the river, I've never really had much to do with one, but not a lot on the road when I started my trucking career, which is very limited too. They do sound grumpy, mate. It's good to drive. It goes really well. Revs harder than these old girls too. You think an 871 revs, but they're all governed about 2250, 2300. Just so they fire every time. People think they scream, but that's only noise. I don't know if I've missed any comments here. I'm trying to read them all off the phone. Yeah, I think there are 21 left, Matty. That's right. I had one on the way over here. Sound dead? No, I haven't used that. I think I should, but it's more the exhaust noise outside the cab. I don't think that'd... And you don't drive these old things with the window up. It's just not right. I used to think the old white there was the worst. It's a 671, but I don't know. These two aren't really good either. I don't think I've got anything quite. Maybe that old Cummins over there, but... wanted to see me face. I'm sort of... If I walk around just focused on me, you can't see anything else, plus I can't read the comments, but it definitely is me. I want to scroll back through any more questions I missed here. G'day, Mrs. Steve. The Louisvilles are tough trucks, yeah. So I reckon they had the best chassis ever made, Fords, LTL and LNT, and I reckon they were really, really good steel the chassis was made out of. I don't know, that's just what I've heard by a couple of blokes, but I have got sort of a museum. Look, I know blokes with better collections, but they're blokes that work for himself and can write a bit more stuff off. I know a bloke that's got one of the best tractor collections I've ever seen. I sort of get the bits and pieces that he misses, and been under floodwaters and things that I change a set of mower blades for or something. But yeah, trucks I got, I don't know. Shit, I don't even know how many. You've seen the collection down the back and these ones, plus the Transtar out in the other shed. Dream truck, I don't know. I do like 8-wheelers. I really like 8-wheelers. I always wanted an 8-wheeler slimline. I can't believe that one's there, but is it a dream truck? Probably not. I'd like that 8-wheeler Butterbox Acco going with an old V8 Cummins in it, but it's got the UD 2-stroke in it at the moment. That was what's earmarked, that one on the floor there for it. But dream truck, I don't know. I really like those GMC Generals they have in America, or those something GMC over there, but in Australia we don't see those, so I don't know. I'm not really a Mack fan. I do like Macks, but I took an R600 for a drive with my mates up the coast here on a 2-hour drive. No, it wasn't up the coast, it was out in Mudgee actually. Pick up my mum and dad's motorhome, and I'm a taller sort of bloke, and I sort of found myself, it's got the original sun visor and everything on it, and I found myself leaning forward the whole way to see out the windscreen. 79 I think it is, R600. Went well, nice truck, but I do have a slimline Mack that none of you have seen, but it's not here. It's down at Old Riggs down under. That lineup of Macks in his front yard, one's actually ours. If he's watching, send a thumbs up, mate. But it's sort of been planning to go down there and put an engine in it with him. But it's just, he works for himself, and it's getting time to do that. He's all the way. He's about 5 hours from me. But it's a cab like that day cab there, but a Mack F700. LTL 9000, Pete, that's the truck that sort of got me into it all. And the reason I say that, I can't afford one, they're like W models. The reason I say that is because when I grew up, my dad used to drive this one, and I still had the bug deflector off it there. You can see it there. And I used to spend a lot of time on the floor when I was in nappies. And then that addiction sort of just grows from there. And then, Transtars and other things he drove. There's me there when I was that's me and my sister when I was about 7-year-old there. That's my blue Kenworth now. That's how long I've been around it. There's the door off it. As you can see, that paint scheme. And then there's the truck. It's the same one. You see those stacks on it, which is homemade, not Kenworth, and you can see them there. Bit of history, local history. Although LTL would be, it's not a dream truck, but I'd absolutely love one. I like the layout of the Ford cabs. The LNT out there's the same. And there's another one. There's me crouched down in front of it. If you can see that little boy to the left there, that's me. That's Dad driving the 4200 there. So there's the LNT again. LTL, sorry. Serenity, g'day mate. Pleasure to help you out, start your day. Superliners are nice, mate. It's not a dream truck, as I said. I like Macks, but I've never been one to rave over them, I suppose. But way out of my league, a Superliner. Shit, I'd have to sell the place just to get one of those for what they're worth here. CH Macks are good. I used to drive one with a dog trailer on it when in my time in transport where I work now. That dozer that's a D11 on a Mack Superliner for TJ Clark's. we knew the bloke. The bloke was a relo that was driving it. That's a Mack Superliner with a 3406 in it, not a V8 Mack. Fully rigged D11 on the back of it. That's what that is. CH Macks are really good, mate. They're really comfortable, really nice, really reliable. If I could get one cheap enough, and I mean, I think it's out of my league now, anything, but that's sort of the truck I'd love to run around in, that or an LTS. Pick up this stuff, but I think I'll settle for this one with it revving and roaring. No, I didn't break the dozer down, mate, because it was on site. It was in a mine site, actually. It wasn't out on the road. It was just an internal job. One part of the mine to the other. That door's had it. I've still got the old cab off that Holden. It was all broken. To try and rivet these things, I end up getting. I took a Toyota Dyna right up to bloody Kempsey once and put that cab on it. I bought the cab off a recycling mob at Rutherford. They wrecked a Kenworth and had a good cab, but the cab was in Kempsey, and I took a little Toyota Dyna right up there 6 hours and brought it back, and rather than re-rivet the old one together. Original Kenworth colours, because that's why this one looks like it does, because that is original. It's original Kenworth colours. A lot of it's undercoat, but there is a silver still coming through. That one there was all broken up, and as I said, that was the cab off it. That door there. And it was beyond repair, so I painted it in my own colours. But my dad had an 8-wheeler when he was young, the same paint scheme as this. That is actually a Kenworth paint scheme, Kenworth colour and everything that I painted it. It's just he had a stretch cab and a sleeper cab, and this is a day cab, so I sort of just wrapped the stripe around the back rather than continue it along the sleeper like it would have been with his. The only reason I paint trucks if they're too far gone, like the white was, it was a mess. It was a real mess. That's why I painted it. And this one, the rest I sort of won't. The Louisville, I'm a bit upset the stripe doesn't go right along the door, but it doesn't matter. I don't know the original undercoat, mate. I'm not sure. Whether they're the same as this or not, I don't know. You see the original silver there, those patches there. That's the darker sort of colour it was. And then that's the undercoat, the lighter grey stuff. But they painted these white when Quick as Air or Comet or TNT sold them. They just painted them a rough white, and that's what it was. But it was all peeling off, so I gurneyed it all back off when I got it. I like patina trucks. It gets a lot of attention when you go to a show. It gets called a shit box too, but you know, you can't please every arsehole in the world. You just can't. There's that many of them, and I'm starting to realise that doing this YouTube thing, the amount of shit I cop. But I've learnt to grow thicker skin and stronger shoulders, that's for sure. G'day, Andy in Melbourne. Thank you, mate. Thanks for joining. I don't know how long I'll keep it going. Let's just see how many keep chatting and go over the house and get warm soon. It's still cold here. It's actually drizzling still, but I don't know if you can hear it through the phone. Hopefully it's not bloody wet tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to film tomorrow. That was the next video there to finish that one off, but that's why I ended up getting the Mercedes going, because just something to film and talk about. Plus, I wanted to hear it again. Comment section, yeah, Matty. I don't know, mate. You've experienced it too. Some blokes judge your full life off a 30-second clip, mate, and it's just unbelievable. For instance, at Mercedes, like the one I started, the yellow one in 1924, people are bloody been getting into me the whole, like on you, on I don't know if any of you blokes are on TikTok, but there are a lot of nasty people on TikTok. Like that's where all my bad comments come from mainly. But they're all getting into me, you idiot. It's not a 1924. I said, yes, it fucking is. It's not the year model, you moron. It's the bloody weight of the truck and the horsepower. Like, they're making themselves out to be an idiot by trying to make me like one. And I'm sick of explaining it, so you just sort of let them go now. But comments, mate, yeah, they judge you for a 4-second clip, and they use a set of, worst thing you can ever do is weld in front of them, or use a set of file a set of points with a bit of sandpaper. A lot of blokes, I used to carry a file in my bloody wallet, and for them points, bullshit, you fucking did. I used to carry a Frenchie in my wallet. No, it's probably still in there, but bloody, just the shit they go on with, you're just a criminal for some of the things you do. And if you're a mechanic or a fitter or whatever you are, you always bodge things. You don't always bodge things, but you compensate, make things work, so you're not to and from the toolbox and to and from the shed or whatever it takes, I've tried getting new glass, mate. I've got a few contacts through work that do all their earth moving and truck stuff there, and they go a fair way back with old stock, and they didn't have any. But I did get a comment off a bloke a while ago that said he's doing one up as well, and he's getting some made. So hopefully that might come into something. I'm not sure. I said, let me know when you get them done, and I'd be very interested. And he said yes, but that was a few months ago. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, mate. I really am. I'm not stopping. I think the only reason, everyone's going to get bad comments. The only reason some of you blokes are because you haven't got channels. That's if you've got a channel, you're going to get bad comments. There's morons everywhere. Like I see them every day going to work. I get tailgated, you get overtaken, you get abused out the window, just doing the right thing. And again, not whinging, but just saying how many they are. And they're the sort of blokes that do it. It doesn't really bother me, but it did at the start. I thought, what am I doing? Some of them are personal. I got a death threat there. It was on my Bucks party actually. It was the next day, and some bloke was flying over from America to take me and my family out, and that one struck back a bit. I had a couple of weeks away from it. Then that sort of, not that I was scared of him, but just knowing that they bring the family into it, and you're probably exposing yourself to more than you should. I don't know. Yeah, see you later, Brad. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I need the glass for the Transtar Holden, mate. Oh, not the Mercedes. I will need glass for the Mercedes, but that won't be hard to get. I'm sure that won't be hard to get. There's still a lot of those around. If I wouldn't mind a cab for that Mercedes, actually. I wouldn't mind getting a cab. It's not my truck, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind me putting a cab on it, and I don't know. I think it'd bring a lot of good content in. If I do Transtar and Kenworth and Max stuff, it doesn't really do much good. But if you do the European stuff and the the Italian stuff and that, like the tractors, it like the German, Europe, whatever it is overseas, you do fairly well. But putting Transtars and Kenworths and Max and that up, it doesn't. My stage of YouTube anyway. Like if you're a lot bigger like Diesel Creek, it's going to be a lot better. But I think if Diesel Creek put any of this stuff up in here, it'd go mental. But I'm not near that stage yet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to let the world get to me, mate. No, I'm just comments. They're just people jealous, like you say. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of him, mate. He was an inspiration to do it. I used to watch him a lot, but now with the time I got now, I sort of watch the blokes with smaller stuff like me to support them. I haven't watched Matt for a while. I sort of watched, watch Matty and bloody Pete Mate and Old American Eye and Jeffrey, and I watch those and that Bruce in Oz. I sort of watch those blokes at sort of my level and support them. I can sort of relate to them better. Well, I do watch Matt. That's sort of how I got into it. Yeah. Marty T's good. I like him because he's down to earth. That sort of Diesel Creek's getting a bit. I know a bloke that met him and he sort of pushed him off, and I don't like that. I don't like arrogant pricks. No matter how big you get, you should still be yourself, and that's what he did to this bloke. And it sort of turned me off it a little bit. He went and introduced himself and was going to tell him about me and himself, and he's got a channel too, and didn't want a bar of it, and I don't like that. Thank you, Dennis. Morning, Neil. Yeah, Bruce is really good, mate. He's overtaken me. He's blown me out of the water. I don't know how he does it. He sort of had one go viral, and it sort of just followed him, and he's doing really well. Anything he puts up goes crazy, and I'll sort of put similar content up, and it takes weeks and weeks to get what he can get in 2 or 3 hours. Are you driving a train, Rowan? Good on you, mate. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind a go at that. Thanks for joining, mate. Enjoy your train. I wouldn't mind doing that for a while. Yeah, Evan. Thanks for joining, mate. Yeah, Neil, I have heard that about him, mate. The bloke he said the same thing about him a bit. So just sticks to himself and him and his other mate, that Scrappy Industries, which they're nice, seem nice blokes and got good channels, but when that happens, I don't like it. No. Bruce Wilson's good. He's getting a bit. He's bloody pretty big now, and he's going crazy with his views, but sort of throwing money left, right, and centre and getting people in. I'm just trying to use what I've got here, but it seems to be working. I think they do, Stephen. The bad comments, yes, that's right. Marty T is good, mate. He's good editing, good skills, good honest bloke. I don't think he'd change on or off camera that like me. I think that's how he'd stay. Nice bloke. Got a good channel. I feel like I should talk to him, but I feel like they're way above me when they got more subs and views. Andrew Camerata, yeah, I don't really watch him. He's killing it. He's got over 1 million subs, and I don't know what he does that drove him to get that many, but or how long he's been going. I don't really follow him. I follow a lot of other channels too, but not just all trucks. I follow all different sort of stuff. I've been up Mount. I brought this one up Mount Ousley with that Albion on the back only, I don't know, a couple of months ago. I loved it. It flew up there. It's in that video. Go back and watch the Albion video. I'm bringing it up Mount Ousley. Screaming the whole way up. It's just magnificent. Yeah, zip ties and vice, please. That bloke's got a filthy mouth, mate. Some of the shit he says, and I think, Jesus, how do you get away with that? How does he, he just doesn't care what he says, that bloke. Oh, Nick, do you, Stephen? Yeah, He was here only a couple of nights ago, mate. That's his esky there, that blue one, and that's his jacket hanging over that chair, that brown one there. He's good, mate. He's really good. He's here most weekends. He splits our firewood for us, and then he takes a bit for himself. So he's happy with that. And then we get into it. Get into the piss, that is. He's a good bloke, mate. He's part of the family now, Nick. I'll tell him you said hello. Farmcraft I don't think I've seen. JT's Barn and Grill I have. I think last episode I watched of him, he had a V8 Perkins and a Massey Ferguson tractor or something. I don't religiously watch him. As I said, I try and get the smaller channels out of the road, and if there's anything left after watching the other truck stuff that's not truck content, I'll venture off into those blokes, yeah. Twin Stick Garage, I've only watched a few episodes, mate. He's all right, yeah. I don't, probably haven't watched it enough to get a proper opinion on him, but I mean, who am I to give an opinion to? I'm certainly not big time either, but as I said, I watch a lot of other content too. I like old ships and I like paranormal channels and all sorts of stuff like that. Music, I love 70s and 60s and 70s music right through till now, and I watch a lot of that sort of stuff too. So it's not just trucks, but they are my interest, they are my hobby, yes. Old two-strokers, he's good, yeah. These are my toys, Simon, yes. Yeah, free firewood, mate, but he brings his little jerry can down, tips a litre or two of petrol in the splitter, and I don't know, spends 2 or 3 hours up there splitting everything. Dad's blocked up, and then he puts a few handfuls in his ute and comes down the shed, and we have a few beers. Hey, Travis. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I like paranormal, Brom. I do, mate. Even if it's bullshit, I think it's. I've had a few encounters myself, not something I'm going to share here, but something that's really got me thinking and wondering. Even this house I live in was abandoned for a long time before I bought it, and some of the stories the kids have had and what we've actually heard, I've sort of, and before I lived here even, stuff I've heard. I've never really seen a lot, but yeah, I think those channels are great. I'm not into crime, but I like the paranormal, the shit like that, yeah. Aliens, I reckon I do, mate. Again, I don't know where this is going, this conversation. We're talking about trucks, but I reckon aliens, there's more stars out there than grains of sand on Earth. You can't tell me we're the only ones here. That's my opinion. Thank you, Simon. You're in Sydney too, are you, mate? Or you're just sending me Sydney? I'm just having trouble reading that. I'm in Sydney. Yeah, you could go. Who's JT? Yeah, I'm just reading your thing, mate. Yeah, you can go back and watch that if it's not live, I suppose. Thanks for joining in. I'm just waffling, answering questions and talking to you all. I'm not doing anything apart from having a couple of cold snacks, a few malt sandwiches. James Petty or Pretty? I think it's Petty, isn't it? James Petty. Yeah, I have watched him, mate. Yeah, he's good. He goes and cranks the old ones up in the grass and in the bush. It's good. Not a bad channel at all. Fiat, I've got a Fiat tractor, mate. I've got a 513 Fiat tractor. You can see her up the end of the collection there with that canopy on it. That's the only Fiat here. Fiat truck I don't have. What's the topic your missus likes, mate? The music, Maddie, or the ghosts, or what? What's that, mate? I'm just sort of reading it. Mad Max style truck. I don't think I'd have to build one. I'd just go down the back and start one of them up, mate. I think a couple of them are ready to go, especially that Flintstone Mac I got, that old R600 with the square bonnet on it. That's nearly perfect. The Ford is a beast, Nathan. Yes, she's a bit rough around the edges. But, you know, you got the 15-speed overdrive in her, and what do you get for $1,200, mate? You buy them cheap, and then you just spend a bit on them and get them roadworthy and good tyres and brakes. I think you can't go wrong. Everything works. Bruce and Oz did recommend mine once, mate. Yes, he did. And I've spoke to him and thanked him for that. It was right at the end, though, which is a bit of a, you know, I'm not telling him how to do it, but I don't know how many people watch the end of all our channels. I think my average duration's only 3 or 4 minutes that people click out. But I mean, that's across the board. Like, I know a lot of yous watch it, but yeah, it's sort of. I was very thankful for a bloke that does really well, like he does. I got a lot of followers out of him and Matty's workshop. He said, I said to my missus once, I was looking at the phone and the subscribers kept going up. I thought something's going on here. Then I watched Matty's channel and he gave me a shout out with me and Jake from Diesel Down Under. That was magnificent. Yeah, I'm having a drink, Evan. There are Fiat trucks around, a couple old V8 ones and ones with like 354 Perkins, even 540 V8 Perkins I have seen at shows, but I don't know whether there's any in a paddock. Ghost big time, yeah, Matty, I like that conversation, mate. I like that topic. If you ever come up and we have a beer, I'll tell you a couple of things. I'm not going to share it on here on a truck channel, but people think you're half mad, so I'll leave it at that. Oh, Mart's on here too. G'day, Mart. I hope I didn't miss you saying hello. Yeah, thanks, mate. The live interaction is a good thing. I don't know if it helps the channel in any way, but it's a way to appreciate everyone that does watch and help us get where we are at the moment. I think just flicking comments back and forward and answering comments is a good thing, but I don't think it's personal enough. Plus the amount I've been getting, I do read every one of them, but I've just been liking them, and I answer them all, the ones that are common and the ones that ask questions, but a lot of them just commenting on the actual machine or the truck. I just sort of like and recognise that it has been read, you know. Yeah, Vice Grip Garage, mate. He was one of the ones I used to watch before I started when I was sort of through COVID there, when I spent a lot of time. Well, I was always outside, but sort of rather than people calling in, you'd finish early in the shed and go and watch a few of their channels. And I think that's how those blokes got big. I know Diesel Creek did through COVID. everyone's sitting on the lounges that can't get outside like us fortunate people that. A lot of unfortunate people that didn't have the room and the area that had to sit inside for all those terrible times, and they just watch TV, and that give those channels a big boost. But yeah, I watch Vice Grip, mate. He sort of carries on a little bit like me, the nonsense that comes out of his mouth, which I like. You like the Ford, start it up. It hasn't got batteries, mate, or I would. Two-stroke burnout I'm not going to do. I'm sort of not into treating trucks like that. If I had a shit box somewhere, I probably would, but none of these would do a burnout, I don't think. Oh, man's one in the paddock. What's that, mate? The feet you're talking about still? Found you from a shout out from Matty. You did, Mart. That's right. You did, mate. Hope your channel's going well. I haven't been watching too many yet. I haven't even watched any this week, I don't think. Two days ago, I saw a vehicle to haul that tanker. Yeah, that was an R600, wasn't it? Same as a twin stick, but I think it was a 6-speed. I don't know where that truck ended up. It's in a museum, I think. Paranormal, mate, I haven't got enough to share for another channel, but I've got a couple of stories, but nothing for another to support another channel. Did he answer you, Mart, when you called him? Progress. I'm just sort of going back through the comments. Progress on the Ford jail bar. Got the cab off it here. I've been teaching my dad to weld. He's been welding some stuff he's been making here for his carport he's building. So once he learns that, he's going to start putting a floor in it. We pulled the engine down and realised the money that's going to cost, that's the engine out of it there. I'm going to end up putting I made a spit roast machine for me Bucks party. There it is there. We had a big pig on that, but it was run by this old side valve here. It's a Pommy one out of a Ford Pilot. Runs beautiful, and I believe it's very, very low hours, very low mileage. It runs like the day it would come out of the factory. So we've decided we're going to save some money and put that one in the truck. I wouldn't mind putting an overdrive gearbox on it, like a Toyota's 5-speed or something, but just for that fifth gear really, and some smoother changing. Those old clunky friggin' things. I want it to be a nice truck to drive. Original everywhere else. I'd just like to change that bit there, but I don't know, bell housings and some sort of 5-speed anyway. It's not a powerful thing. Won't be hauling any loads. New Wallachia. Oh, it might have been my place you dropped it off, but I haven't seen it. The Fiat SPG driver. What's SPD, mate? Tell me, is that a local company? Who am I can't think at the moment. I might even know the driver. It's good he answered, mate. That's a good bit of. He's good advice group. Derek answered. Something to have under your belt to talk about. Oh, you're back, Brad. just 60s Bedford bus. I've got access to a Bedford bus as well. I've actually got a 48 Bedford. I put a 308 in once. 5 litre Holden. For those of you overseas, those engines weren't worldwide. They're only here in Australia, really. But there it is. There, that was our first truck. There's me and me mate. First thing I ever painted and put an engine in. Took the 6-cylinder out, made some brackets up, and put an old 5 litre Holden out of a 1-tonner in it. Still got it down the back. I don't think you've ever seen it. Must get that going on the channel. Last time I had it going, it caught a light and wouldn't run properly, and I don't know what was wrong with it. I could probably make a adapter plate, mate. I'm not sure. I'd have to have both gearboxes, and I've got a bloke that can put a spline in any clutch center, I suppose, but I'll get a clutch made for it. Anything can be done though. There's a 327 here with a Ford top loader on it, so that's Chevy, and 327 Chevrolet with a Ford top loader. You can sort of make anything work if you got the right gear and the know-how. Three 308s are very popular, mate. I actually had a 253 in it to start with, and we done a centennial celebration here in where I live for the town, and got hot. And then I had a 308 and I put in it. 253 went really well. She smoked a bit, but it went really well. But we only built it to drive around the paddock, and I sort of didn't even have the fan hooked up or anything. It was just the radiator, and we used to drive around and tear around in it. It didn't get hot, but when we had it idling in this parade, I had to pull into someone's driveway and let it cool down. She popped this bit of hose, and I've still got that engine actually. Yeah, I don't know much about the old Ford gearboxes, Mart. I don't. I think they're both 4 speeds. I know you can get 3-speed as well, but it's what you're saying, mate, I'm not familiar with. I don't know. It's more that's a 59 AB, and that, I think the 8BA, as you know, mate, they haven't got a bell housing. They're just like any Chev or Ford, but these ones are part of the 59 ABs, are part of the block, so it's a different kettle of fish. So I don't know what. I guess knowing I'm putting that one in it, you'd know what you're doing, but you'd know what parts you need and everything. Yeah, TK Bedford, Matty, they were very popular, the 253s and the 308s. Still a few for sale. There's actually one in our club. He's got a little, I think it's a W6 or something tractor with a 353 GM he converted into it. Nice bloke. And he drives around with a TK with a 253 in it with that on the back. Done the Bedford up and everything, done the tractor and the truck up. Beautiful old truck. Be good to drive. Which truck are you talking about in Vaughan Transport, mate? I'm not old enough to remember Vaughan, but I know one mate of mine used to drive for him with an R190 just to pull their trailers, and I could run it by him next time I see him. You're talking about the Fiats still? Yeah, I think I've heard blokes talk about them. They went all right. I don't know what they had in them. I know they had their own engine, but some had V8 Perkins as well, or a 6-cylinder. I think the prime movers are all V8s, the Fiats. I don't know. That's just my experience being interested and looking and researching. But Yeah, that would have been good to see, Michael, with the Bedford. Bloke in our club's got a KM Bedford, which were the same cab, obviously lifted up on a heavier chassis. They come out with a 6V53, but he put a inline 671, the same as this here in it, and he's got it made it tilt cab and everything. It's just a picture. It's just beautiful. But yeah, I don't know if you're talking about a petrol one but that would have looked good, mate. Very good. Dad worked for himself. Corey, for when he was very, very young, mate. He worked with his father. They used to do pit props for the mines out the back of Silverdale here to hold the roof up. They used to cut them out of the bush, cut them, and then bring them out with the blitzers that we've got. And, not one of them we've got. That was me other side of my family. And then they'd bring him out, and he had an 8-wheeler. He had a 6-wheeler Acco butter box with the Perkins in it. His father brought brand new, which is my grandfather. And I think that one there they rode off. My grandfather was in it loaded with a load of props on it coming out of the Putty Road, and a young girl with a Volkswagen went straight under the front of it and knocked the front steer axle out of it, and he never drove another truck after that. They wrote that off, the Acco, and she ended up dying, that young girl, and that knocked him around. He never drove a truck again, and then Dad took over the business. I think he had a D6, and he had a Dodge. No, he used to cart the D6 on the Acco before it was written off with a 120 Perkins in it. He used to put the D6 on the back and drive it up and down all these hills around here doing dams. And then after it was written off, they bought a Dodge, which was a comma cab, that 4-headlight comma cab, but on a Dodge chassis, and it had a V8 210 Cummins in it with I think it was a 10-speed overdrive or a 10-speed direct road range with a 3-speed Joey box, and it was a bogie drive, but had a pusher axle in front of the bogie with a single wheel on it. He used to cart the doze around on that and the props, and then they bought because she was getting old and rough and all that work up the Putty Road and his father wanted him to have a better truck, so they bought a repossessed 8-wheeler Kenworth. It was only 2-year-old, and it was I think it was a 270 custom torque. He said that had in it with a 13-speed on broomsticks, and it had. This is what I painted this one off. That same truck. It's still around somewhere. I think it's up at Kempsey. If you ever see a blue sleeper cab 8-wheeler Kenworth, it was my dad's. And then when my grandfather got killed on a D4 snigging those logs out of the bush, and it rolled over backwards onto him. That was the days before ROPS or anything like that. That was up in the Putty Road, and Dad took the business over, and I don't know what happened. It just no money in it. Then he he just went driving for someone else and sold everything and worked for someone else ever since. So that's what happened there. But he did, mate. Yes, he certainly did work for himself. All my family did. Even the other side was all loggers too, and not loggers, but carting out of the bush for sawmilling and mine props and sawing timber, and yeah. No, it doesn't, Corey. It doesn't. That's why I'd like the channel to grow enough to support me for 12 months or something. I don't want to give up work. Just spend some time with him while he's old enough, and well, not old enough, before he gets too old, I suppose, and get some of this stuff on the road. But I don't know, if I can't afford it, it can't happen. That's what I'm trying my best. People say just be yourself and don't worry about growing it, but there is a reason behind it, apart from showing it all. Yeah, I don't know if it'll ever work or not, but I can't afford to do it any other way. If I go out by myself fixing things here, and I'd still have to work doing that and still not get time to video or play with any of this stuff. So just a dream at the moment, but you've got to have a goal, I suppose. I'm not sure who plagues the super chat for $8, but it's very much appreciated. I can't go back and see, but I can see the top. Let me know who that was. I can see it up the top there. If that was you, let me know. Yeah, I think it will, Evan. I think it will, mate. I just, I don't know. People don't like it enough to subscribe or watch. Or I do struggle. You put one of them tractors up, mate. It just, I don't know, 3,000 views. It sort of tops out, and that's, some people kill for that sort of thing. But in the YouTube world, it's nothing. I'm still appreciative of it, but sort of takes a lot of effort to do one of them videos, and a lot of time from my missus too, and it doesn't do much. But Mart twin stick trans, but yeah, I look, I can do it, but I'm not an old truckie from way back, mate. But I could show you how to do it, but probably not as good as the blokes that used to do it all the time in and out of the scrub and up and down the Putty Road. And I've got a couple down the back, a couple of old Accos with twin sticks in them. But I've got a Mac with a twin stick, but it's you don't use that other stick unless it's for reverse or low, so you can't really split or anything with it. I am, yes. History of the Transstar cab over, I do, mate. I do. Whether I can think of it off the top of my head without going back through the phone, but a bloke watched the episode, and his father used to drive it. It was a six-wheeler tipper. I'll go and hang on. I have to look at it while I'm talking. It was a six-wheeler tipper, and he was actually working at it when they were building Parliament House in Canberra, just on site there, doing earthworks with it. So it had a body on it, and you can see you see the back window's got that bit of a split in the middle. That's when they took the tipper off, and the hoist fell forward and got the winder in the cab. But I can't tell you what it said on the door, but apparently he was the original owner, that bloke. Then I got it off my uncle, but he got it off. It was a quarry up the Putty Road had it. It was on working as a tipper on site up there. My uncle bought it to do up because he used to have one, but then he found his original one, so I got that one off him. All I need really is the windscreens, but I can't get them. I've got Facebook. Yes, mate, it's Steve's Place down under the same name, or Instagram. Jesus, Corey, what the... Oh, you're going to make me cry. Jeez, thank you, mate. Wow. I'm certainly not on here for financial gain. I just want to talk to you, but that's much, much appreciated, mate. Might be able to get another carton tomorrow. None of you blokes follow him. I don't want all your money. It's magnificent. I'm going to have another one now and celebrate. I hope my missus isn't still watching. She'll see that. $10. Thank you, Rowan. Far out. I'm not on here for that, fellas, but it's much appreciated. Thank you. I'll pay for some of the parts of that old Inter I forked out there, that tractor. I got to get parts from... when I split her apart there and found what I needed and everything, and where am I going to get bits for this? So I sat down and Googled all these places. I've used a few mobs over in America before, Steiner Tractor, and there's a few here in Queensland and Wagga, and a lot of their websites say we can get any part for any tractor, and so I email them all. You either get nothing back or, oh no, we can't get that. We can get the bearing, but that's it, the clutch bearing. You can get that anywhere. You can get that at Kmart, the clutch bearing. I want the other bits that are smashed. Oh no, we can't get that. So for starters, their ads bullshit. It's like them pizza delivery places. We deliver anywhere. I ring them up from here. Oh no, we don't go there. Same thing. So yeah, I had to get some bits. I found out they were the same as a Farmer Lem, so I got some bits coming from over there for it. But hopefully I'm sort of been just making up content for you all to keep watching until I can get that out of the shed and we get that old McGrath flat top in. Rowan, that's just amazing, mate. Corey, thank you. Don't listen to Corey, you blokes, who are getting your wallets out. I'm not. Thanks, Dub. I'll have a look at that when I hang up, mate. 20 in the box, Matty. Yeah, my missus is still watching. She'll have a flash pair of shoes tomorrow, a new pair of sunglasses. Find out how old the Inter was. Which one, Michael? Shipton in No, I'll have to have a look at them. What's the actual name? TK, is that right or? Anything you film is ace. Thank you, mate. I'm still learning all this the technology. I can show you all and that, but sometimes I'm a bit shaky. I'm just off my work phone here. Like, well, it's our internet at the moment, but it's, yeah. Got to go. Thank you, Dennis, for watching. Thank you, mate. Thanks very much. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Douglas. Happy wife. Well, it's not always happy, Dub, but yeah, no, at the moment it's all good, mate. Thank you. Gucci handbag, yeah. I might need a few more donations for that one. I actually got her a new handbag for... Oh, birthday was last month. No. Was it a birthday? No, Mother's Day, actually. I got it for. I don't even know when her birthday is. Yeah, no, I got her a new handbag and she's wrapped. Everyone asks where she got it. And yeah. Oh, my husband got that for me. It pays to listen when they're pointing things out sometimes, fellas. Okay, I will, mate. I will. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for watching, Mart. Thanks, mate. Go and enjoy your haircut. Make sure you get it washed. That feels amazing. I might go myself soon too. I'm getting a buddy. If you want to ask any more questions while I finish this one, I'll go to the house and warm up. Say hello to the kids. If you want to see any more on this stuff here, I think that one there, the Kenworth, will be the next one in the shed, in the workshop. But the Louisville, I've been thinking of just one Sunday morning, might take a spin out to Picton or Oakdale or something with her and just do a video. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to see anything else or just stick to what we got planned, up to you. I'm sort of thinking about that Mercedes now. I'm not a Benz bloke by any means, but the amount of attention that's been getting is sort of makes me want to do a bit to it and boost the channel. But one, it's not mine, and two, what can I do to it without a cab or some more pedal beating knowledge, I suppose. Cold. It's not getting hot, mate. No, it's lovely and cold. Look at it there. When are you thinking of coming up, Matty, to visit us, mate? The old Benz did do a burnout, mate, in the mud trying to get her out of there. When we drove it, and you'll see, if you've watched the live stream, she We had to pull her out with the tractor, but it blew a brake line. It sort of, the tractor pulled the whole lot. It wasn't driving at all until we fixed it. I haven't got a plan, Brad, really, but well, I sort of do, mate, because of that show in October. I wouldn't mind putting my own display on. I don't know if I'll get a display at Clarendon yet, but our club show is in October over here at Luddenham, and I wouldn't mind getting this tractor here out. I've got a McGrath flat top, an old spread axle McGrath that I got. It is registered, but it's never been on the road. And the biggest thing with that is it's sat around for, I don't know, 25 years. The biggest thing, I can paint it and all that, but the biggest thing is putting tyres on it, mate. It needs 8 new, it's a bogey, so it needs 8 new tyres. I'll probably run her up the show like that, but if we go on, it's for the blue Kenworth, so I want to paint the Coman rail and everything the same. So it's coming in here after this one. But the biggest thing is, it's probably $2,000 worth of tyres to go on it. So whether I go for all the wrecks and pick a set of tyres, but a McGrath should have 1000s on it, which is the old tube type. I've probably got more 11Rs laying around than tube type, unless I pull them off the drive of the white and buy a set, because it's got tube 1000s on it as well. And I buy a set of radials and put back on it. I'm a bit up in the air at the moment, but it's the same price whichever way I go. So I don't know what to do. That's the biggest thing holding me back with that trailer. But then once it's out, I'm going to bring the 8-wheeler in. But I do have another truck coming that I haven't told you all what it is, which has been donated, and I'm going to pick that up because I'm going to Dubbo Golden Oldies truck show in August. Probably just taking 2 trucks to that. The 4 of us will get in 2 trucks, and just the blokes, and we'll head out and we'll tow the little float with the blue Kenworth and the white Dad wants to drive with the flat top on, and we'll go and pick this truck up and then go back to the show. So the truck I'm getting is the one I'm going to tow the little float with from now on. It may have one of those in it. Just a spoiler alert. So that's what's coming up there. That's in August. So there'll be a driving video, there'll be a show video, and then there'll be a picking up the new vehicle video. So I don't know whether, probably 2 or 3 videos there, depends on how we film it and put it out. They did have true horses, mate. They did. That's right. That one there's got no horses, but she goes all right. But the rest do. Warm up, yes, mate. It's very cold here in Sydney. Yeah, 40 degrees. No, not for months and months yet for us. I wish it was 40 degrees. I like the cold when I go to bed, but through the day I like it being hot. You're rugging up and you're shivering trying to have a malt sandwich. It would make a good video over the Harbour Bridge. It would, mate. Yes, it's. I'd be, as much as I trust these old things and everything, I'd be afraid one of them would blow an airline or shit its pants across there, and I mean, if it had a Steve's Place sticker on it and it was on the news and said, "This shit box has blocked the Harbour Bridge" or something, it'd be a good coverage for the channel, I suppose. I suppose you're right. It might be a good idea thinking about it. Stephen, that's magnificent, mate. Thank you. Yeah, the Mercedes video it worked out good. Thanks for the donation, mate. Thanks very much. The Mercedes video was good. It was filmed off Georgie's phone, my wife's phone, which is it's an older model iPhone, but we just sort of wanted to. I used the microphone and everything off my camera, the Bluetooth, the one I clipped in my hat or my collar or wherever you see it. But it worked out really good the way she edited it, and we're just trying different approaches because there's that many settings on that Sony camera I've got. You just got to, I don't know, you got to go to NASA to do a course to work out how to make it all work properly. But I've had it on auto, and sometimes I watch it. It's a bit dark. It's a bit not exactly how I like it. But the iPhones, there's not as many settings, and it's sort of it's just so crisp, and 4K. It's so clear, and I think that's why it done well as well. I think if YouTube recognise that it is like good quality, they'll keep pushing it out regardless of the duration people are watching it or the click-through rate or anything like that. I have got a waste oil heater, Peter, but I haven't got it in here, mate. The last time we... actually, no, I haven't got a waste oil heater. I've got to make one. That just takes a 9 kilo gas bottle. If you close the door, that warms a whole lot up. But yeah, I've got to build one. I've got enough stuff to do it. It's just got to make it happen. And I've got plenty of waste oil. I generally take it to work and get rid of it in their waste tank. But I've got sort of enough to certainly keep it going. But tonight I wouldn't bother lighting it because I'm sort of walking around. And postal address, yeah, I can, Matt. No worries, mate. Yeah, they have got a better camera dub. The one I'm using at the moment is my phone. It's a lot older than hers. This is her old phone, actually. I put the card in it, but my one shakes very badly, and hers, like, you can run with it, and it's still like a smooth video. So that was with no gimbal or anything. That was just with a cheap bloody plastic handle that you can clip onto the thing, and it worked really good. We sort of struggled to find a program that could edit it and upload it still in 4K, but that's the only bit we struggled with. Yeah, Devil Heater, you can't buy them anymore, I don't think, Brad. We've got one in the workshop, and I think you can buy parts for them, but the whole thing I don't think you can. I think they were a health hazard and they stopped making them, or they were dangerous in some sort of way. But I know exactly what you mean, mate. Thanks, Michael. Bucket hats, no, sort of oh well, I don't know. The order for the merch is sort of roughly $2,000 each time we do it. When we sell it, it goes into another account which we haven't had access to, so we sort of put off the merch buying it until I've got to get into the bank and access that account so we can just keep recycling it over. But no, mate, it's something that's got to happen. People keep asking me, and it is going to happen. It's all written down. The bloke's got the order. We just got to pay for it. I sort of went in and met him a couple of long weekends ago. We went in when I had the day off and met the bloke and went through a bit more stuff that I want to get off him. And it is, stabilisation's great when you have it, mate. This phone hasn't got it, as you can see. I'm not shaking, but it's just the smallest movement just makes it look terrible. I've got a lot of tools, yes, mate. You got to have. I'm a mechanic, earth moving mechanic, so I've got so many tool sets. I've got one in this shed here. I've got one in that old ute there. I've got one in the workshop where I actually work my job, and I've got one in the Pantech that we tow with this Kenworth with all our beds and workbench and toolbox and everything in. And I've got one someone gave me for me 21st. It was in a plastic case that fell to bits, and I bought a bag for it also. I got that one as well, which is in the golf cart most of the time if you're just tearing about and want to quickly fix something. Or I've got tools everywhere. I'm sure the trains go across the bridge as part of the, as you're saying, Brad, as part of the North Sydney line over to Chatswood and all that. Yeah, the train museum's just out behind us here. They do an open day every couple of months with a Thomas the Tank Engine train and all that. And they do runs every weekend, but an actual open for the kids is twice a year or something. It's really good. Tools, I've got a lot of stuff from my grandfathers, both sides. Dad had stuff from his father, and I've got stuff here from Mum's father, and which he sort of got me into all these old tractors and playing with him, after school and on the weekends, and showing me how to drive bits and pieces and fix things. I got old tools, I got new tools, mate. But at work I use T&E, which those are good Chicago tools made in Taiwan. But, they've never let me down, and I've had them for started my apprenticeship in 01. That original set got pinched when the first workshop got broken into, but then, I've had the second set since probably 03 or 02. I didn't have them long. And then we use a place here called Tractor Replacements for all our cutting edges and tools and bits and pieces, and they are T&E supplier, so they do a daily run for us with ripper boots and bucket teeth and stuff like that. And if we need a tool, we just ring them up and they bring it. So T&E I sort of lean on, but I'm not a snap-on bloke. I don't work to buy tools to work more. I'm a cheaper tool sort of bloke, really. I even like Chinese tools. I even get shit from Aldi sometimes for my toolbox here, and I swear by it. I think they're doing a run this weekend with that Garrett. Is that right? That steam train they've got. I think it's going over the bridge this weekend. I know it's coming through Penrith. That big Garrett they got out there, that steam train. I think it's this weekend. Might be tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure. No tickets, mate. No tickets. Just get hold of me and you can come over one Saturday and we can have a couple of beers and have a walk around if you want. Just, I don't know, email, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on all of them. Mrs. does most of it, but I do see it all if you want to get hold of me. That's good, Michael. Machinist. That's really good. Yeah, I work at a quarrying company, mate. I done my apprenticeship fixing all the earth movers, and I was field service for 15 years, and then done a bit of operating in that time, mostly scrapers, 631 open bowl scrapers, and then done a lot of float work. They had a old R600 Mac Flintstone that I used to drive all over Sydney, carting their gear around, and then I done a bit of time in transport with truck and dogs and tip over axles, and then someone left the workshop and they wanted me back in there. That was in 09, and I've been back in there ever since. So I'm sort of doing all the rebuilds now, the transmissions and diffs, and like full rebuilds down to the chassis of D9s and bloody compactors and loaders and whatever they got. Yeah, that's what I do, mate. Yeah, $20 Bunnings kit, mate. They do the job just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. I don't think there is. I've actually bought a set of Aldi spanners for my toolbox at work, and just ones you can cut with the oxy or the grinder, or if you need to shorten one up or anything. And you know what? If they're the first ones I see, I pick them up, and they're still. I think the 12mm split the open end, but the rest of them are still going fine, as good as the T&E or whatever else happens to be in the drawer. 631E, mate, and E and G. The C's were before my time, Brad. The Mac was yellow, mate. It was Mac yellow with a white roof. Had a 350. We've still got it. It got a 354 valve Mac in it with a 13-speed fuller. Goes really, really well. They've had it since brand new. 68 they bought it. It was green originally, and it's been yellow now for probably 25 years. Had a Drake float on it. We've since sold the float. We've still got the truck. Thank you, Mummy. Yeah, it is a nice shed, mate. The pigeons love it too, the bastards. They've been pretty good here lately, though. 13-speed, yes. It used to have a twin stick 6-speed in it, like the one I've got down the back here. Maxi, I don't know, Maxi Talk or something. I don't know, there's that many Maxis and Talks and all sorts of bloody things, those Max. Anyway, 6-speed, high, low and reverse or something on the one stick and then 5 on the other. But yeah, this one's 13-speed. It would come out of a bloke used to do a bit of work out the back of our workshop. He come from... He went over to America to get heap of parts. He used to rebuild trucks here, Peterbilts and Kenworths, and he actually bought this F700 over in America and drove it round with a Pantec on it, picking up truck parts, and drove the whole lot onto a ship and brought the whole lot back. And then the motor out of that went into our Flintstone. They put it in that when they rebuilt it. So I don't know what happened to the rest of the truck. It was beyond me. But anyway, that's the story behind that. Western Sydney, mate. Sort of Silverdale, I suppose. Yeah, pretty new gear, Brad. They were old at the time, the E's when I started, but then we got the G's and then they became old and we didn't update them from them. All the rules and regulations at the brickyards wouldn't let them on stockpiles anymore, and that's mainly what we did with them. They wanted us to do it all with dump trucks, so they sold them all, and we got a fleet of Arctic 45-tonne dumpers now. Hello from Saudi Arabia. I do, Stu. Yeah. I don't know. I'm nearly finished, fellas. If you want me to do this again, I certainly don't mind coming over here and talking to you all. It's been fun, actually. Trying to keep the conversation going. It's as soon as I see another comment, I've something to talk about again. Scrapers were good to operate, Brad. Yeah, we got the rear dump. We got Volvo, Cat, and Bell. We had one Komatsu, but it was a successful thing, but it was actually rated in metric tonnes. It didn't hold as much as the 40-tonne Cats and the Bells did, so it was a bugger to maintain, so they got rid of it. Now they got 45-tonne Volvo, Bell and Caterpillar. I think we've got a fleet of about, I think there's 27 or something of them now, which is a shitload of diffs and final drives and bloody bits and pieces, if you ask me, when you're in the workshop. But anyway, you can only fix one thing at a time. Yeah, I never drove them. We had two 637 twin powers, mate, push-pull. They had blokes on them all the time, and I never drove the single powers, getting shoved with a 375 Komatsu or a D9 or a D10. Yeah, sometimes a 475 would push us only certain blokes they'd push with that, because if you hooked her onto a bunty under the ground there, she'd rip the moldboard clean off her with a 475. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Matty. I don't know if I'm shaking too much, mate. I'm not shaking because I'm cold or drunk or anything, but just this phone's so bloody touchy compared to that one I tried to use before. Hopefully it's still working all right. G'day, Dean. A few of my shirts around. Oh, that's good to see, mate. when I was getting married, I went into a clothes shop to get my suit fitted, and there was I said, there's a Steve's Place shirt there, but it was one of me friends, well, my mate's daughter, Georgia. She had it on. She watches, and sort of we're pretty close friends, all of us. So yeah, she had one on. I thought, geez, that's something I haven't seen before, unless I know them, but I did know them. But no, I've never seen one as a surprise. No, but that's good you're seeing them, mate. That's great. Saw a sticker on a ute. Where are you from, Dean? You have said before, mate, but I get that many people. You saw a sticker on a ute. That's magnificent. Yeah, it does keep mechanics busy, Brad. It certainly does, mate. American. Got a good mate in Newcastle. Oh, yeah. Okay, mate, yeah. Yeah, mate. Tell him about it. Thanks for trying to push him onto it. A lot of the blokes want to see the trucks, but I sort of love the tractors too, and I'm just going to do what I'm doing at the time. And there's a lot of truck stuff coming up and a lot of tractor stuff coming up. So I hope you most of yous like everything. A lot of blokes don't click on the tractor stuff, but I got a very soft spot for those things. Sound of the air start, Mac. Yeah, I do like them, mate. I've got, how many of those? I only got one air start truck here. It's a Mac, but the other, I've got two Macs. One's electric start. If you want to watch the story of me, it's a pink R600. Go back and see the story of me working out how I found out it was electric. Bit of a laugh there. G'day, Val. Time for you to go. I didn't know you were there, mate. No, all the best, mate. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks, Matty. I'm sort of just trying to hold it still, mate, while I'm reading and drinking. And once a week, I'll try and do that, mate. Oh, Renmark. Yeah, you did say that. Okay, mate. Yeah, Dean. I'm trying to think who I sold stuff to down there. When it was just starting off, I used to write a handwritten note to everyone, but then it sort of got crazy there for a little bit when the Nissan, when we fired that 5-cylinder UD up and the I don't know, got 300,000 views or something, which is great for me, but the merchandise went a bit silly then. It died back down, but admittedly it says a lot of it's out too. So, oh, g'day, Ben. No problem, mate. Yeah, this is my third live stream, mate, so no problem. No, anytime you want help, I'm always here to help someone. Glad you're watching, mate. I'm nearly done. Might be 19 in that box if I keep getting comments, Matty. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for those Ford tractors too. What you're saying about clicking on the tractor stuff, mate. I haven't got one of those. I've got the closest thing I've got to TE20. It needs a set of rims. That's what it needs. I've got tyres, but it needs a set of rims. She sat in a shed that long, the bloody tyres went perished and dropped into the dirt and then rusted the rims off of it. Yeah, I'd like an 8N. I'd like one of those, they call them funk conversions, where they put I think they were I don't know if it was a bloody 8BA or a 59AB. They made a kit actually to put the V8 into them. But I know they had a side valve 4-cylinder, which I'd like one, but you don't see many of those around here. A lot in America. Thanks, Travis. Hi, Mark. Thanks for watching, mate. Hope you're doing well after that knee replacement. I think I'm going back in, Matty. Yeah, I thanks for watching, mate. You probably joined at the end, but I don't want to. still right handwritten. Probably different to what I meant, but I know what you're saying, mate. Yeah, it's not the same ear anymore. It used to be, but when you say, hang on, I'm just looking for your very tourist-driven town. Yeah, I know what you mean. I thought you meant isolated, but I was just going to say, over the top of the hill there, it's a bit bloody dark at the moment. That's the new Western Sydney Airport. You can, just through the trees there's a red light. You can't really see it with the clouds, but that's the Western Sydney Airport. It's just there, like the brand new one. This used to be a little town, mate, but she's coming. That's international. Hope your knee's well, Mark. I really do, mate. You've been a supporter for a long time. Yeah, it's I got a Lance Bulldog here too, Brad. Makes me, I walk over to it. It makes me sore, bloody thinking about starting the bastard of a thing. It hurts my shoulders and wrists that bad. I think because you can shim the main bearing caps on those, and when I rebuild it, I think I got it too tight just to swing it over. I'll just turn this light on if it still works. I haven't had that on for about 10 years. Here it is here. You take the steering wheel off. Take the steering wheel off there and you clip her into the side of the crank and swing her over, and boy, oh boy, it dries. Time you get it going, you're too rooted to get on it. Have a couple of cold ones. Thank you, Stephen. 19 now, Matty. Yeah, that's right. Now I'll probably sneak one over to the house, mate. When I go back over there. They are a serious overkill. And I don't, talking about the funk conversion, I don't think they'd have the, I've got no gutter on this roof here. I don't think they'd have the torque a four-cylinder would either with a V8, because a V8 sort of needs the revs to get the torque, really. I think a four-cylinder in a tractor would probably work better unless you're up in the higher revs, but I don't think they had a low enough gear to get higher revs. Just my thought. One stock would be good, mate, yes. Yeah, thanks, mate. If you're going, thanks for... Oh, g'day, Daryl. Thanks for joining. Have a good evening yourself, mate. Yeah, it does. It does start in reverse, Matty. It most of the time ours starts, unless there's a technique to it, it starts in reverse, and you either got to turn it off so it's like shut the fuel down so she rocks on compression, then fire it back up when it hits the other way, or shut it down completely and try again. It's just a bugger of a thing. But good in the collection. It sat over there in the, that's looking out into the abyss there. That's basically bush right through to Oberon, sort of that, bit round that way. That's north, but she sat over there for, I think 80 years or something. It sat there, I believe. Before I got, well, it's not mine at the moment, but before I got it, and there was an old star post laying up next to it. It had all these privet trees growing through it, and there was a star post laying next to it, and I sort of put in that slot in the crankshaft, and it moved. Oh, geez, this is all right. I was still at school then, and then I ended up taking a bit of interest in it, and got one of my mates with a tilt tray to get it out of there long before I'd even had a truck licence, and found a bloke in Melbourne that sold bits and pieces, and end up getting it going. And yeah, there's a bit of a story behind that, but if we have a meet and greet, I'll probably tell you all about it. Kayla, no, I can't say that. I don't even know what that means. Thank you, mate. Have a good night. All the best. Yeah, it was a long time, mate. It was something like that, 80 years or 70 at the least, when the old bloke that owns the farm, he's still alive, and that's what he said to me. That's how long it sat there. Hard to believe, really. I think it's I don't know, early 30s, which sort of doesn't add up to me. I don't know if it was used and it sat there for that long, but I've often thought about that, but I don't know, unless it wasn't used much. And I personally would rather the draft horse and driving that. It's a terrible thing to sit on, but it's this bloke, he's had some joints. Oh dear, good on, good on you, mate. You got to enjoy yourself, eh? Yeah, it's very important. You got to have a good time. Smoke 6 joints and then come to my channel. That's just amazing. You love your accent. Stuck with a southern accent. Now I don't know. I didn't realise I had an accent, to be honest. But I suppose until you hear someone else and they think the same thing, they haven't got one either. But yeah, no, thank you. Love it. Yeah, it is. You wouldn't get something these days to sit that long, mate. You just wouldn't. You would not. I don't know, one of these brand new cars now, unless it's, not the electric stuff, not going that far, but the petrol stuff you can still buy, I guess. It wouldn't sit that long, no way in the world. Rats would eat it to bits before that. Yeah, she is a nice truck, mate. Thank you. I done her all up myself many years ago. I'd actually 2010, I think I finished it, and then we got straight in it and drove it. I drove it to Alice Springs from Sydney, which is Northern Territory. Drove it right to. I didn't take it right to Ayers Rock. That one went to Ayers Rock, but that was a big run. I think the paint was still wet on her. Yeah, she's pretty tidy. Pretty proud of it. It's just got a 671 in it, and basically all noise and no go. It'll do 110 no problem, but getting it there is the problem. I've got an 871 off a mate of mine that I'm sort of keen to put in it. I like how unique it is with a straight 6 in it, but I'd like a bit more power too. Yeah, we all have an accent. That's right, mate. What are you trying to do there, Steve? Russell Crowe. Jeez. I don't know what you mean, mate. Yeah, girl. I don't know if she's talking about the same straight 6 just a guy. I don't know what you're talking about, an old 6-cylinder diesel or something filthy or something bloody you can smoke. I'm not sure, mate, but yeah, we all love a straight 6. That's right. It goes good. It gets to 110 fairly easy, Matty, just with the empty bogey flat top on it. But just, when she sees, that's why she's called the hill detector, mate. No, I didn't name that. It was on there when I got it, so I put it back on. But, yeah, she sees a bit of a hill or something, mate. She struggles a bit. She's, it drives beautiful. It's magnificent to drive. It's comfortable. It's, I love it. I just wish it had that 100 more horsepower, which is a big ask, but it's not really. Oh, yeah, you do mean a diesel. 12-valve Cummins, yes, mate. They're a big thing in America, aren't they? We got them here, but you don't talk about them as much as you do over there. I think the bigger, we call them utes here, your bigger trucks over there have got them in them. We do have them here more in equipment, rollers and bloody backhoes and stuff like that. This week at work, I was working on a compactor, mate, an 825. Pulled the rear diff out of it where it oscillated. It was all worn out, so we pulled that out, and it had fuel dilution. So we looked for a fuel leak, took the covers off. It's 3406. We took the covers off it and I don't know, tightened all the internal pipes up and looked for a leak. We didn't find one, so it's either the front seal of the injector pump or we fixed it, tightening it. So that's what's been going on this week. It was only a short week, only did 3 days because we had an RDO after the long weekend here in Sydney, so here in Australia. King's birthday long weekend, then our company closed on the Tuesday too, so I've only done 3 days. G'day, Jim. You've come in right at the end, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well over there. It'll be early morning over there, I'd imagine. 12 hours a night, yeah. It is done over here, Peter. Not as much. Some of them American channels, they put 12 hours in everything over there. Good engines are just... Can't thank you all enough for that donation. I certainly didn't mean for that. I just wanted to talk to you all. It just means a hell of a lot. It really does. It really means a lot. Got 18% of battery left. It was charged when I got over here. All the best, Matty. Thanks, mate. Thanks for watching. We'll talk on the phone soon, or I'd like to catch up with you and have a couple of cold ones, mate. It'd be good. We can get up here and do a collaboration or something like that. You might even be able to go for a drive, mate, on one of our runs. Have a good night, mate. Thanks, Corey. Thanks for watching. Thanks for that donation. It's just magnificent. I can't thank you enough. I'm going to go in a couple of minutes. If there's any more questions, I'm going to go to the house. I'm freezing cold. Yeah, it depends on where you live, Peter. The rules depends on your engineers. We can get anything done here if you get it engineered. It's not really a problem. You're not meant to engineer. You're not meant to modify club registered stuff like all mine, but shit, there's not a hell of a lot of stuff that is club registered that's not modified. Like it's all been tampered with over the years to keep it all going. Blokes that had it and kept it going for their whatever they were doing with it. See you later, Evan. Thanks for watching, mate. Yeah, I'm on 17% too, Baldy. It's 9:30. I haven't even seen them. They'd be all asleep, the kids. I better go. Outside the door is a 514, mate. Yes, it is. Pleasure, mate. Thanks, fellas. It is a 514. That one. Yep. The one before it was a 554, and there's 2 564s down the back. That's a 514. Yes. Thanks, David. Thanks for watching, mate. Thanks, Peter. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go now. I didn't realise it was so late. All the best, everyone. Thanks very much for watching. Talk to you all soon.